Hello, foodie fans. Welcome to the Big Food Talk, produced by Tough Monkey Entertainment. I'm your host, Sal Conca. This show supports restaurants, chefs, and food pioneers with your help. Head to bigfoodtalk.com to make your donation today, or check out our fun apparel line with proceeds going directly to participating restaurants. Special thanks to the Long Island Food Council, DineLI Facebook group, and Yelp Long Island for supporting this episode. Today I'm speaking with Anna Barzanti of Polti USA. Polti is the latest member of the Long Island Food Council, and they've developed a chemical-free system that turns tap water into superheated, dry steam. As you can imagine, restaurants, hotels, and more could benefit from a cost-effective, easy-to-use solution such as this amid COVID concerns to keep their customers safe. Let's hear from Anna. Hi, Anna. Welcome to the Big Food Talk. I'm so excited to speak with you today. How are you doing all the ways over in California?
I'm doing well. It's super sunny today, so I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Michael Tucker and the Long Island Food Council, you guys, Polti has become members recently. And so it's interesting. You guys are all the ways away in California, but we have a mutual connection. His name is Rick, right? That introduced us. And so he's from Long Island, and that's how we all, birds of a feather, we got you on the show, and are going to talk about all about Polti and find out more about how you're helping the hospitality industry. How long have you been with Polti?
I've been with Polti for the last 2 years. I'm a sales associate. I was working in the eastern part of the United States in Boston, and now I moved to Palo Alto, so to view more of the western central region. So,
Okay.
but yes, around 2 years.
Okay, awesome. And how long have you been in the U.S.? I noticed the accent. Where are you from originally?
Obviously, Italy, as Polti. I've been in the United States for the last 4 years almost. But yes, born and raised in Italy in the northern part called
Okay.
Vicenza, so near Venice.
Okay, awesome. I was just telling you before this call, I've been to Venice once before. My wife is from Poland, so her family goes to ski in Alta Badia every year, the mountains there. So, and it was quite the sight for me because I don't ski, so that was fun for me. My first time out there on those slopes. It's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful there.
Yes, Alta Badia is amazing. I know that area pretty well.
Yes, and me being the ultimate foodie, I was so impressed with you ski down the mountain. They have like limoncello and grappa waiting for you at the bottom of the mountain, and they're doing like wood fire pizzas like right on the middle of the mountain. I'm like, in the U.S., I'm lucky I get a hamburger, you know.
First, you take a shot of limoncello and you go back skiing.
Yeah,
Every slope, you take one.
absolutely, absolutely. That's the only way I can get down. So amazing. So let's talk a little bit about Polti. I know it has patented technology. It's from Italy. It's here in the U.S. What was the original creation for Polti, and what was it used for?
So Polti, the Polti Cimex Eradicator, it's made by Polti, which is an industry leader for professional steamer that have been around for almost 40 years. It is the Polti Cimex Eradicator is widely known in the US as a powerful steamer that kills bed bugs on contacts. But it was initially designed, and its main function is sanitization and disinfection. It was designed together with the University of Medicine of Pavia, and we have been marketing and selling this product for the last 4 years in the States, and has become one of the favorite choice for whoever choose chemical-free solution for sanitization and disinfection. You know that bed bugs and viruses and bacteria has similar heat sensitivity. So they are similarly susceptible to heat and high temperature, meaning that they both die a high temperature, and this steamer reaches 356 Fahrenheit. So nothing like a standard steamer that you can think of. And that's thanks to the patent technology that you just mentioned, because we have a secondary heating element inside the nozzle. So from the boiler to the nozzle, the steam gets reheated and it's able to reach these 356 Fahrenheit.
Wow, that's incredible. And I know it's an amazing technology. I can't wait to see one actually in person firsthand. I know we're going to get one here in New York to be able to kind of play with a little bit and maybe take it around to some restaurants. And so the reason we're talking about this, so for people listening, obviously with COVID, sanitization and cleanliness has become a top priority for restaurants in the industry and hospitality, hotels, hospitals, all these industries. And Polti is becoming a great solution for this. What I find really interesting, and for me personally, is there's no chemicals required, right? Does this only work on tap water?
Correct. Yes, it's totally chemical free. It just relies on tap water and the thermal shock. So I will say, compared to the standard steamer, you, other than the high temperature that you reach, we patent this superheated dry steam. So the steam that comes out, it's incredibly dry. So we're talking about 1/3 of the usual moisture that a steamer has. So in this way, it doesn't leave the surface wet. You really clean and sanitize in few seconds. And yes, no chemicals at all that can damage the surface, and this very minimal moisture, almost just hot air.
Interesting. So I'm imagining, so you mentioned in a few seconds, so how long, like in a restaurant, if you think about the table cycle, right? A customer comes in, sits down, eats dinner with his family, they leave, a manager or somebody can come over with this steamer. How long would it take to now sanitize that area with one of these?
So for the application, we usually suggest to remove any like any visible dirt before carrying the disinfection. So with a mechanical removal, cleaning and washing and raising, and then apply the saturated dry steam perpendicular to the surface, so you don't come across the direct contact with the surface. Then you will use the dispenser simulating brush strokes from right to left, from left to right, for about 30 seconds for 10 square feet. So these correspond to 1 linear foot per second. So in this way, it's possible to correctly treat about 1,200 square feet in an hour.
Wow. And so because of the power of this, is it something that would be used intermittently during dinner service, or is this really meant for end of the night, deep cleaning the restaurant or someplace for the next day?
Yeah, great question. No, it's for exactly for constant cleaning and sanitization, so frequent disinfection throughout the day. So it's specifically well used when you have a lot of clients. So in between clients, we work with the food industry as well, with hospitals, dental offices, and it's a great tool in between clients.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, I was at the eye doctor yesterday, and they told me, well, yeah, we just cleaned the surfaces. It was the three of us, my wife and my stepson and I, all went, and they said, well, because we already cleaned once, three of you are the same cohort, we don't have to clean again. And I kept thinking, as I put my chin down on this thing and my eyes in the thing, I'm going, I wonder what chemicals they used, to
Yeah.
clean this. And I was thinking about your machine and the tool and how useful this is, and just even as the customer to know what a place is using. He told me they sanitized, but I have no idea what they're using.
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest advantage of this is that it can safely be used in the presence of people. So there is really no harm and no risk.
Yeah, that's
So
wonderful.
since you don't touch the surface, there is no risk of cross-contamination. and also spaces areas can be used after very like little time,
Mhm.
which is a big difference compared to chemicals that you have to let them there and dry and wait because it's not safe for you to go in
Sure.
contact with chemical.
Sure, absolutely. And so when when Polti, how did you guys how has this all been evaluated? Has testing been done to prove the effectiveness of this? How do we know it helps with COVID? Give me some of the stats around this.
Yeah, so the Cimex Eradicator can be said to be effective in completely deactivating SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus responsible for COVID-19, in few seconds. So
Mhm.
keep in mind that the SARS-CoV-2 is, according to published information and research centers or health authorities, has is similarly heat sensitive to other coronaviruses. So viruses of the same class, like the
Mhm.
one that emerged in 2002, which means that we know when they are deactivated, which is at 80 Celsius, like 176 Fahrenheit. And with the high temperature reached by the Polti-Cimex Eradicator, which is 356, deactivation is effective in very few seconds.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Is there any training that somebody would need to go through in order to use this device? Is it easy for anyone? How easy is it to use?
So it's very easy to use. I have it with me. Usually, we have tons of material online for self-training. So we have a lot of videos there, but it's a pretty easy machine. As I was saying, you fill the tank of the boiler, with half a gallon of water, and then you wait to reach the temperature. We usually takes 15 minutes, and then you're ready to go. We together with the steam, we provide some extra sanitizer that we call HP Med, but these are just extra nice smells that some of our clients wants to give at the end of their job.
So what is this? What is HP Med?
So HP Med, it's does not prevent, destroy, repel, or mitigate the virus. It's just a natural detergent that, combined with steam, eliminates any smell and gives you the clean, fresh scents at the end of your treatment.
Got it. Makes sense. Is it made with like, is it an essential oil or something like this or something different?
Yeah, no, it's mostly water and alcohol base, but it's still among the chemical free solution.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. So I know you're from Italy. We talked a little bit about the skiing and things like this. You've been living in the U.S. How many different places have you lived in the U.S. other than California?
I lived when I was young. I used to live in upper state New York, and even if I always wanted to say that I was living in New York, uh, then I moved to Boston. I mean, in my last 4 years, and
Mhm.
then the Bay Area.
So I have two questions for you that are food related. The first is, what food do you miss from Italy the most that maybe you can't get here or it's just not the same here? What do you miss the most in,
I guess I miss the most burrata.
the
Y-
burrata?
Yes, it looks like mozzarella, but
Hmm.
so much creamy. Burrato, stracciatella. You can find it here in some very specific Italian shops, but I don't know. It's hard to say if it really tastes the same.
I understand. Listen, when you're used to locally produced and locally grown or farm to table foods that, like, in Italy, the things are so fresh. They're coming from your local dairy or your local butcher shops and all this. It's very hard to compare. I will say though, and I know you're not on Long Island, but last week's interview that I just released was with Main Street Pizza Company, and they make a burrata pizza. So they put the ball of burrata in the middle with prosciutto, baby arugula, and balsamic glaze. This pizza was amazing.
I know. No, I would say that the pizza makers, if they're legit Italian, can reach very high, like rating quality of food. So they can get very nice ingredients.
Definitely. And so since being in the US, what food either do you love? What type of American food, or like what surprised you that maybe now you eat, like a guilty pleasure that you like if you were living in Italy, you wouldn't tell them you eat this here in the US?
Yeah, I was very surprised in New England with the whole concept of the clam chowder
Ah,
or the lobster roll. It was totally new to me, and how they eat the seafood. It's very different. Usually, we almost always eat like fresh seafood and a different type. So I was very positively um, like shocked by the whole lobster roll thing, clam chowder of New England. I still have to find my favorite food in the Bay Area. It's harder here because they are very like veggie conscious here.
I understand. Yeah. And all those things you just mentioned, the lobster rolls, the clam chowder, those are all my favorites. I just had an amazing lobster roll last weekend for my father's birthday, and the clam chowder is always amazing here. And so yes, you're speaking my language, and I'm Italian as well. So my family, we do the fish for Christmas Eve. So we're big seafood people, over here. Um, so lastly, I'd like to know, where can people find more information about Polti? How can they get one if they'd like to purchase one? What's the process?
Yeah, so we have a website called it's www.poltieradicator.com. You can always contact me. You will probably give my name and last name. But yes, in our website, they can directly purchase the steamer. We have few suppliers. So I think when they Google Polti Cimex Eradicator, they have all the different buying option, and yes, all the trainings are out there. I highly suggest to check our Facebook page or LinkedIn page for extra resources and materials on how to use the Polti Cimex Eradicator. Even YouTube has some great videos. So
Okay, amazing. Yeah, we'll send everybody all of that information will be in the show notes. I know we're going to do something special for Long Island Food Council members, and I'll be doing something with a lot of the restaurants that have participated in the show as well to help them be able to find out how to get a Polti. So thank you so much, Anna. Is there anything we left out? Anything we missed?
no, I think we said it all. I'm just gonna show you one more time. This
Yes.
is it. I haven't shown you how
Oh,
so this is the power of the superheated dry steam.
okay, wonderful. Yeah, I didn't know you had it ready for a demo, so that's amazing.
I always have it ready. I have demos all day. So
I know you're doing these virtually as well now.
yes, obviously.
Yeah, wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, Anna, thank you so much. This has been amazing, and it's been a pleasure to meet you. I can't wait for people to really find out about Polti and show them how it can help their business and keep them safe during these times.
That's great. Thank you for having me. It was great.
Absolutely. Take care, Anna. Thanks for tuning in to The Big Food Talk, produced by Tough Monkey Entertainment. Subscribe on iTunes and wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes takes, or watch complete episodes on YouTube. Don't forget to make a donation at bigfoodtalk.com.